Southeast governors denounce ESN. Speak on Nnamdi Kanu'S case as meeting details emerge. Welcome to the news and please subscribe to our channel. Governors of the Southeast region have lamented the rising levels of insecurity in the region and are planning a joint highway patrol as part of a move to combat the trend. This was part of the resolution after a meeting in Enugu State on Sunday. Southeast governors declared the state of insecurity in the region. Our economic activities have come to a halt, while kidnapping and wanton killing have become the order of the day, the governor said in the communique. Southeast governor called on the federal government to come to our aid in providing security in the zone, bearing in mind that elections are around the corner. Meanwhile, Southeast governors have agreed to set up a 24-hour joint patrol on all major highways with the Southeast, especially during the Christmas season. The governors also distanced themselves from the Eastern Security Network, reiterating that they only jointly formed the Bubago and Forest Guard, not ESN. So it is not correct for any person to allude to the fact that the Southeast governors created ESN, a political solution. On the case involving the leader of the prescribed indigenous peoples of Biafra IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, the Southeast Governors Forum said it is watching with keen interest. However, we believe that a political solution is still possible in this circumstance, they added. Away from the IPOB leader, part of the governor's resolution was also centered on the recent floods that have displaced millions and killed hundreds in several parts of Nigeria. They are calling on the federal government to alleviate the sufferings of those affected and fashion out a term solution to the menace. Southeast governors have decided to put funds together to further assist the victims of flooding in 5 states and the Southeast, the governor said. We also plead with the federal government to please initiate action on the dredging of rivers in the Southeast to ameliorate the destruction of houses, farmlands, and properties. We request the federal government to come to the aid of the victims in terms of rehabilitation of the internally displaced persons. My heart will continue to go out to the flood, those who are affected by the flood. I tell you, now no, what thing happen. If you are among the areas that is on dry land, has nothing to do your place, you do not know what God has done for you. There are people who this year they have lost everything. When I mean everything, I mean both their house, both their business, or both their house, both their jobs. They don't even have anything to go back to. They don't have at all. So this is not the time for us to come out and, start even playing 10-10. It's not the time. My heart goes out to them. We send our condolences to those who have died, We send we sympathize with those who have lost everything. And we ask that God that provide, the way that one used come, more will come. Okay. Now let's start from the top. Concerning the political solution for Nnamdi Kanu, if you ask me, government, now they do them. Now then they do themselves. When it comes to the insecurity in Nigeria, I keep saying it. It is a government that is doing themselves. And I say this with all, what's it called? How do I put it now? I say it with all, what's it called? As in, knowing truly what that is the truth. Because to say this issue of insecurity. Now, late Sani Abacha, that people call corrupt, with all the whole looting he did, came out and said that the government of a day has a hand in the insurgency if the insurgency lasts for more than 24 to 72 hours. And this insurgency in our nation has started for more than 72 hours. What are we talking about? Both the one in the southeastern region, both the one in the southern region, both the one in the southwest, in the northeast, north central. You know all those places. This insecurity, it don't pass. It don't pass. It don't pass, what's in they call be careful. Instead of the government to try and make sure that these things, something is done. In fact, the government at the time, it's like the issue is almost getting out of hands. I did tell you. Now, concerning the security in the southeastern region, if you ask me, I'll tell you that it's a political design cosam. If you ask me, it is political. Once the government stop playing this, what I call marginalization politics, sideline people, tribal politics and all, you will see most especially the insecurity in the southeastern region will reduce. It is the big umbrella, or it is the big masquerade in the house. Once they stop playing that insecurity, once they stop playing that to the gallery, the big masquerade in the house will reduce. If you ask me, then they can now start saying other crime, because I've told the people that crime begets crime. Crime begets crime, meaning if there is crime already in a society, if other crime begins to occur, that is the reward for crime. If you don't fight it, it will begin to occur and it will begin to be a thing of the day, which is not supposed to be. Now that's for the southeastern region. For the northeast, north central, I also believe the government, they're the ones holding that one too from going, because I've said it before. How do you get to give terrorist funds? Do you know why the Western world, they don't negotiate with terrorists? It is because the more you negotiate with terrorists, number one, the more they become familiar with you. The more they know how you think, the more they know how you talk, the more they know where to put a hold on you more. And that is what our government has done. They have not only, they have not only, spoken to these people, dialogue with them. In fact, they don't give these people what they want, which is money. And these people in return have gotten arms and ammunition that will make life, a living hell for our, life a living hell, should I say, for the military. If the government today wakes up and say they want to fight insecurity, I've told the people that we are going to see a great improvement. That is what is going on. Concerning Nnamdi Kanu'S case, I've said my own before, the southeastern region case. Region should look for a political solution. If you dialogue with bandits and dialogue with terrorists, why won't you dialogue with people who are asking for cessation because of they're not being treated fairly? We could think about this thing. Well, the earlier the better we take political solution of the insecurity in the southeast, and also make sure we the government starts, doing the needful, treating insecurity and the whole country with hard face. Then Nigeria will start getting better. Okay.